This fall, Nancy and I went to Montana to visit our son who moved there recently. And on the way home, we were driving right by Kingsley North, and I talked her into letting me stop and buy some rocks. And while we were there, she found these 3 pieces of Sodalite. She loves the color blue, so she asked if I'd make her a pendant out of one of these. So, of course, I put this off and put it off, and now it's less than a week before Christmas, and I just found these laying on my table, and I thought, uh-oh, I should probably do that and give her one for Christmas. So there's going to be some definite challenges of making these, so I'm looking forward to the challenge, and hopefully I can pull off a Christmas miracle. Well, my first challenge is just going to be to get a slab cut out of these. I'm going to have to do them by hand because they're so small I can't put them in my slab saw. This one has a pretty flat side on the top there, so that's a good starting point, but it's not very thick over here on this end. So what I'm going to do is flatten that back on the end here of my cab machine. I'm going to do the same thing for the others. I think I'll use that as my starting point for this one, this top side here. And then this one's the worst of them. It's pretty bulgy right there, and this might take a long time to grind away. I might have to alternate between the two of them. We'll see what happens. A little bit of a flat spot there, and that didn't take too long. This is not a super hard rock, so that's good. If I was using an agate or something, this would take a really long time. That went a lot quicker than I thought. I've got nice flat sides on all my rocks. By the way, I'm doing 3 rocks because if one doesn't work out, then I'll have 2 others. So I've got 3 shots at this. 3 strikes and I'm out. I'm going to be using this saw today. This is a Fran Tom saw. I like the name of this. Fran and Tom are the name of a couple, and they just squished their names together and called it Fran Tom. I like this saw for doing stuff like this because it has this little fence here, and the other saw that I usually use to cut out shapes and things doesn't have a little fence. So this makes it easier to run my rock along there, and I get 2 nice parallel cuts. So the slab that I end up with isn't like a little wedge shape. Well, here we are. Got them sliced up. I haven't messed anything up too badly yet. These 4 are going to be tumbler food. This one I could probably make a cab out of, but it's got a gray area up there that I just don't like. And then this one, somehow I cut it a little bit thinner than I meant to. It's probably a 1/4 inch, but I'd like it a little bit more than that because I'm going to put a groove around it, and that leaves me room for the groove. I don't know what I did, but somehow it got thinner. This is one of the better ones. It's got some good thickness. I like the black stuff in there just for a little variation. This is probably my favorite one. I like the white stripe. The problem with this one is there's little cracks there, and you can see some little cracks in there. And when this gets shiny, those might look really bad. We'll have to see. So the next step is to mark out my shapes on there. I like this teardrop shape, or the smaller teardrop shape, the best. But I have other ones. I have ovals and circles. So mark it out something like that. I'll do that next, and then we'll cut them out. Another little elf just arrived. So what are you doing today, Sam?
I'm working on some rocks.
What are you doing specifically?
I'm going to polish some Picasso stones and make some Christmas presents.
All right, that's what I'm doing too. What are you doing, Sam?
Polishing a very large Picasso stone I found recently.
Are you using that machine?
Yeah. Yep, I am.
I was just going to use that machine. If only I had a second cab machine. I do have a second cab machine. How convenient. I don't get too close to the line using the saw because it's more likely to chip or break there. Then I take it to the cab machine and grind up closer. The first wheel I don't go all the way to the line. That leaves me a little room to work with the next wheel. coming along?
Good. A lot of brown spots, but not bad over here.
Yeah, this end's really good. You gonna do the back?
No, it's kind of pitted and it's a lot of work.
It'll be a nice contrast from before and after that way. I've got it cut to shape. I just went up to the 4th wheel on the cab machine. And now I'm going to put a groove in it, which is what I use this machine for. This is a glass grinding machine, and I get a lot of questions about it. It has a groove bit in it, and it's just like a router for wood. I'm just going to run it along there and make a groove all the way around, and at the end, I'll wrap a piece of wire around there. I use silver wire at the end, but right now I'll use copper wire just to test the depth of the groove that I make. So if you want to know where to get these bits, I've got them in my Amazon storefront. If you go in the description of the video, you can find that. I have a similar glass grinding machine listed there. I couldn't find this exact one. I got this one used, but I think any glass grinder will work. This is used for stained glass.
I started another one because I've got them both to the 3rd wheel now. So once you get past the 3rd wheel, you gotta go dry them off and check for spots you missed. So now I missed a spot there, and there's a few spots on this one. So
that little one's nice.
Yeah.
I've got a groove cut. I've got a girdle line put on there, and my dop stick on there. That's just a dowel with hot wax to hold it on. So now I just need to dome the top of it and polish the whole thing. It'll be close to being done. I start by grinding around the outside of the cab at about a 45-degree angle, and then I decrease the angle as I work toward the center of the cab. I do most of the shaping on the first 3 wheels, and then after that it's just a matter of removing the scratches from each previous wheel. The top of the dome's done now, but remember I only did the sides up through the 4th wheel. So I'll start back in the 4th wheel again to remove the girdle line and then just polish the sides. The disc on the end is cerium oxide, and that'll just put a final polish on it. Looks like you got a few things done.
Yeah, big Petoskey turned out all right. Wasn't very good to begin with, but I'm going to give it to my dad as a paperweight for his office. And then the little Petoskey turned out pretty good.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Either going to go to my girlfriend's roommate, or to a white elephant I'm going to. And then a Xperia agate I cut a while back and finally polished real quick.
Did you do that on the end wheel?
No, not on the very end, just a little.
I think you'll get a little better polish if you do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make much of a difference on Petoskey's, but it does on those.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the light bulb really well, so I think that means it's a good polish. I just need to throw it in the freezer. That'll release the wax. I'll touch up the back and put a wire around it and I'll be done. They're both all shiny, front and back. Thought I was going to like this one better, but I kind of like this one better. I really like that black in there. But I think this one's going to look better from a distance. So I'll offer both of them to Nancy, and she can choose which one she wants. Heck, she can have both of them if she wants. So now it's time to put the wire wrap around, and that'll be done. I'd like to show you more of the wire wrapping steps, except that I'm not very good at it, and when you put a camera in between me and my work, it's even more difficult. So this is all you get here, just a few little snippets. There it is, all finished up. Looks pretty good. The wire in the groove. And here's the other one, the one that I like better. And I managed to put a chip in it right there at the top. I find wire wrapping really awkward. I'm not good at it, and I don't like it. And that bums me out. I did do another one that I didn't like quite as much. It's pretty nice though. Didn't chip that one. I wrapped Petoskey stone. Didn't chip that one. I even wrapped a banded shirt. and I didn't chip it. So the one that I was really, really concerned about, I managed to put a chip in it. Oh well. Okay, there's one more thing I think you're going to ask me about, and that's whether they glow under UV light. So let me flip the lights off and I'll show you. There's all of them. This is the banded shirt. Here's the Petoskey stone. This is the one that I didn't show you until the very end. So that's blue under normal light and kind of orange here. These don't glow quite as much. This is the one with the chip. And then here's the one with the stripe. So the only thing left to do is give this to Nancy for Christmas and hope that she likes it. Got your gift.
Well, thank you. I have a hunch this has something to do with rocks.
It might, but it's a secret.
Oh, I love it. I know you've made me pendants before, but I love the blue. Blue's my favorite color.
While we're right here next to the tree, I'll direct you towards one of my videos on how to make Christmas ornaments. Go check that out and I'll see you over there.